to open up and connect into it. All right, let me open my chat box here too. Awesome. So I have, yeah, Michelle says very strong energy. Heather, I saw rainbow bright and the blue Care Bear and white horses she rides. I love it so much. I love it so much. Christina says, my guides slap me for looking to other guides rather than them for direction first. Liz says, haha, it came up that I never finished the courses I pay for. Christina says, love it, Heather. Hallie says, Jesus came in. Lord Sananda. I think I'm saying that right. That's awesome. Oh my God, Jesus energy is like off the charts to connect within the multidimensional Akashic records. Shirley said, person with tall spike yellow hair and large eyes. And guide's name of angel. Lynn says, I agree, very strong energy, needed that earth connection. Yeah, you do need that earth connection. Large white space, American Indian energy, very cool. And this is like, it's so unique for everybody, and everybody has such a legitimate experience. Jessica says, back, my body moves, stretches when I'm connected. So a lot of back bends, back neck bends lined up perfectly when there was energy coming through my head. You're more kinesthetic than visual. And that makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so yeah, you're going to be feeling things. And even my body was moving while that energy was coming through me. Like I felt a lot of that coming around. Christina says, so amazing, everyone. Jolene says, joy, have fun. My guides are with me, waiting for me to complete my offerings. I saw nothing but the word horse came to mind, and then higher dimensional being. Very, very cool. Yeah, I wonder what that, like a horse is a beautiful spirit animal to have anyway. So much about freedom and movement. I love that. Really, really nice. Higher dimensional being. Very cool. Rochelle says, limiting belief that I am not good enough to do this work, like imposter syndrome, was told this is because others taught me to dim my light as I grew up. I need to become a lighthouse and clean my light to shine bright. So of course I started seeing the original Pete's Dragon by Disney and cleaned up the lighthouse and needing magic to get to it. I love it. Yeah, get rid of that. Like that is a BS belief, Rochelle. Yes, you know that. Totally amazing. Christy, look up horse spirit animal. Yeah, exactly. That is a breadcrumb. This is what I'm talking about. I love it so much. Awesome. I started crying when thinking about the limiting belief. Good. Yes, that's a release. Crying is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is what my kids always say. Oh, crying is mom's favorite. Like just because it's so cleansing, and just as long as you can let it come out to full completion, if you need to go back in there and kind of tune back into that energy, then you can allow that to come to that full completion, really allowing that limiting belief to dissolve with those tears and that energy. And Tanisha says, my feet became warm and I didn't see a guide, but I'm sure I can do it. Yeah. And again, you don't have to worry about progressing in a certain way or things happening. They always will work out in the way that's perfect for you. But again, if you're already feeling that warmth, then that clairsentience, that feeling it in your body, I think my clairsentience might be one of my most informative clairsenses now at this point, where I can always tell what's going on with how I'm feeling in my body. Janet says, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and my higher self in tribal glory, releasing sexual shame, lots of downloads and movement, feeling turned on in my body for life and my purpose work. Yes. Heather says, I have started to understand crying is my intuition, and it's okay to cry, not stopping or being update with the crying. Absolutely. Yeah, it's totally okay to cry. I am like most commercials will do it for me, especially that Gillette commercial with the boys on it. My goodness. Okay. All right. So I have a few more minutes here. If anybody has any questions, I could take, I have about like 4 minutes and then I'll have to pop off pretty soon here. But if anybody has any questions, hit me up right now. Any questions about the program, any questions about what's going on, stay or go in my relationship. Okay. So this is one thing. So you're going to get a bit of a lecture here. So whenever you are creating, yes, I know, sending love to you though. I do understand though. I do understand that. But whenever you're asking questions in the records, you want to ask an empowered question, right? So something that you can be kind of empowering yourself with. So I would rephrase the question of, stay or go in my relationship to, what would it feel like? What would it look like if I stayed in my current relationship? How would that feel for my progress, for my growth, for myself? How would that feel if I did that? Now, if I chose not to and I chose to leave my relationship, what would that look like? What would that feel like for me? How would that progress, right? And feel into each of the options and what one feels more expansive, right? And I know that relationships are very tricky because, like, when you're tuning into that intuitive information like that, you have to kind of be in a calm and centered place. So what I would actually recommend is, before getting, like, I'll tune in and see what information comes up here, but just kind of like for going forward for your own inner guidance, first letting go of as much of the emotional charge as possible. And that's one of the things that EFT tapping is good for. You can also journal it out and that'll do it too. And you can journal it out and do that too. But first, getting out the emotion. Even though I'm feeling this anger, this frustration, this sadness, this whatever it is you're feeling, you're tapping that out and you're getting rid of that energy. And then after that, then you're saying, okay, what do these paths look like? Once you're kind of in this calm, balanced energy, then you're going to get super accurate, intuitive information for yourself. But I will tune into the energy and see what comes up there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the information that comes up, and you'll find your guides can be kind of cheeky sometimes. Sometimes it's hilarious. But the information that's coming up, what it's showing me is that you have these, like, it's showing like a fence, a metal fence around you, and you have like these wire cutters, and you're just like, okay, I'm a cut out of this place, and you start cutting it to get out. And so it's like you cut out this square of place that you can go through, but then you're still back on the other side holding on. And so you're kind of like caught in the fence. And this is something I talked about on, I think, a podcast one time too, but it's just like, either like choose one side of the fence, because sitting on top of the fence is the most painful, uncomfortable place to be. So your guide says it's about choosing what side of the fence you want to be on, if that makes sense. Yeah. So being on the fence is the most uncomfortable. Making your choice and committing to your choice is going to be your most empowered thing to do. Okay, so what's highest and best? What's the path to create this choice? What's the highest and best way for Jessica to go forward with this here? Clarity of mind, trusting yourself, trusting your heart. They're directing me directly to your heart. But yeah, so first they're showing me clarity. So I would say that would be, maybe journaling or EFT tapping or something like that, but getting clarity about why it is you want this, beyond any hurt or anything like that. Why is it that you want this, right? Either way it is. And then after that, tuning into your heart chakra, what is it that I want? And then it's about having the courage to go all in to whatever answer that is. So I hope that made a little bit of sense to you. Going back through, how long does the course run? The course runs 8 weeks from the last of September. So it will go until almost the end of November. So that's 6 weeks where there's modules. And then the last 2 weeks are just for practice and mindset. And for anybody that needs to catch up. Do you cover soul gifts and purpose in the course, or can you see mine? You can cover anything you want, but soul gifts and purpose, I would say that would be something really cool to work on the practice calls. And then yes, you can be kind of like tuning in and getting more, but I will see, I'll tune into the energy and see what comes up here. Cover soul gifts and purpose in the course. Okay, so Lindsay, let's take a look in there. Okay, so the way that they're presenting this information for you, Lynn, I think I called you Lindsay before, but Lynn, is that it's not so much about, oh, so cool. Okay, so it's like, they're like, Okay, so picture this if you can. So it's just like this gorgeous, beautiful fish is like swimming through this stream, right? Beautiful, crystal clear water, and down, kind of on the bed of this stream is like all of these different gifts that make up who you are. There's not any particular one big thing, but they said the key to you really uncovering and working with your gifts is to find that flow. It's to find that heart-centered thing that makes you feel like that child energy, that makes you feel like I want to be going into this, staying away from obligation, staying away from force, and going towards things that help you feel that flowing energy of that little fish. And then you see what your soul gifts are and you build them up as you go. If that makes, I hope that makes a little bit of sense, but this is what they're showing me for your soul gifts. Right now, your soul gifts are about flow, and that's how things will come. That's how things will come up for you and become more clear here. Any constant resistance coming around, any constant resistance coming around. I don't know what that is, Michelle. Any constant resistance coming around. Yeah, give me a little bit of clarity on that if you can. Shirley says, I'd love to join right away. Can you answer my question from the first part-time work? Yeah, I'll go back up to that. That's right. Let's see if I can scroll all the way up to that. And yes, there is a replay, and I think somebody reposted that for me too. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So is this what the Akashic records are, and this portal energy we each experience uniquely through energy? There's no set structure. No, there's a set structure. That's just kind of like a little sample of connecting into it. I have like an 18-point, an actual guided process to connect in, open, and access your multidimensional Akashic records. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back up here. Shirley. Scrolling back up. Shirley, here we go. My question is, how soon will I have part-time or full-time employment, and in what area to support my business? Okay, yeah, so that's a lot of different things rolled into one. So we want to break that down into something more empowered here. So I would personally break that down into what is highest and best for me to focus on to receive work that will empower and expand me, or what is highest and best to focus on to support my business. So whenever you're asking questions like how soon, blah, 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 it's not empowering. It's saying that there's some outside force that's making that determining factor for you, but that's not the case. You're a co-creator of your reality. So you can be doing something on your end to be allowing those experiences and opportunities to come to you, and let the universe do things from their end. So if I was to tune into the energy, Shirley, around what is highest and best for Shirley to focus on to open up to connecting into work that's supportive, that's abundant, what's highest and best to be focusing on here, work or business first? The work aspect actually feels like the highest priority right now. So why? To get a sense of grounded, structured support. Okay, so the work aspect feels like the higher priority right at the second here, because your energy is craving the grounded support of it, the stability. Okay, so what's highest and best to focus on for Shirley to move into that space and to allow the opportunities to expand for her? Expressing what it is you want. Expressing what it is you want. Expressing what they're repeating it. That means that it's a very strong thing. Expressing what it is you want. Okay, so how is she to go about expressing what it is she wants? Open up the connection, see it, feel it, know it. But it's expressing exactly what it is you want. And then, is there an aspect around resistance there too? No, number one thing right now is around expressing what it is you want, and then feeling it, like allowing yourself to ground it. So you might say, this is exactly what I want to see happen. This is how I want to feel in my job, and allow yourself to feel that and really get good and grounded. So express what it is you want and feel nice and grounded. Anything you can do that makes you feel grounded and present in your body. Be present in your body as much as possible, and that's how you'll be able to get the best outcome. All right, so I hope that answered your question. And let's see. Christy says relationships. I've been with my twin flame for 5 years now. That's an interesting relationship. Oh my God. I hear ya. I hear ya. That's funny, but like so good for like expansion and learning. Oh yes, you got that. Oh, thank you, Christina, for grabbing that for me. And Heather says, trying to get in alignment with growing my business fully so I can leave my job. What question can I ask to help me get into full alignment? That's a good one. Okay, so trying to get into alignment with growing my business fully so I can leave my job. Okay, so for you specifically, Heather, what would feel really good here? Strategy actually comes in for you, Heather. So what actually comes in here is it's painting a bit of a picture around what a 6-month strategy might look like, what a 3-month strategy might look like, what a 4-week strategy might look like. So it's about breaking it down into something that's actionable for you right now. Yeah, so they said kind of having a bigger vision about, long term, this is going to be the date that I intend to leave my job, and then having your outline until then. Being flexible with that strategy because it will shift and change as you shift and change, but having a strategy in place and down into actionable steps feels like the most critical thing right now, because you need that foundation below your feet in order to feel confident and expansive enough to leave your job. So I would say, yeah, get going on some strategy work. What are all the things that need to happen, and then break it down into what needs to happen this week. So yeah, it's actually, more, so if I was you, I would ask questions around, what's highest and best for me to work on and focus on this week? What's the bigger picture of the whole 6 months? Things like that. So yeah, really, really practical things actually look powerful for you. And let's see. Awesome. I love it. Quick question. If I am training in something else, should I wait until I can give my full attention to the course? That's totally your call. So that is, it just depends, because I know other people that have taken my course have had different things going on, and it was totally, totally fine. And I know other people that kind of got some life events happen, they got thrown off course, so they're just completing the course this run through instead. So it totally is up to you. It does take you through quite a bit of personal mastery and personal development. So if you have the time to dedicate to that, then if not, maybe it wouldn't be the right time. But I would tune into yourself and just ask yourself, does it feel like the best time for me? If it feels like a hell yes, do it. If it feels like a no, it's not the right time, then don't do it. That's pretty well it. Okay, so let's see here. What else we got? I have a few more minutes, and then I should probably wrap up here. Amina, hello. Tracy, whenever I hear you, there's always this abundance of light, laughter, energy, happiness. Thank you. Through being in your Facebook group, I've had huge shifts with myself and work. I started my new school, and it's slow going, but I found my purpose. Yeah, I love that so much. And today you mentioned about grounding the light in this planet as a teacher really spoke to me. My only lack is in relationships, not sure what I'm unconsciously giving off. Yeah, that's right, eh? It's a life lesson too, right? To move through it. Let's just see if anything comes through around that. Amina, in relationships, what's highest and best to focus on? Abundance of unconditional love for yourself, and to receive that from above. This is what they're showing me as the highest priority. Allowing yourself to feel the full support of universal divine energy, and gifting that to yourself as well, and expressing to yourself how loved and supported you are every single day, really feeling into that energy. That feels really powerful for you, actually. There's actually a lot of throat chakra stuff that's coming up around that. Lynn says, yes, makes sense, Tracy and Christina. Wonderful at helping everyone else and leave myself behind working on it. And that is why the flow makes sense as well. Yeah. Yeah. The word obligation came up for you a lot, Lynn. Any patterns coming up in a constant way. So yeah. So does that like, any patterns start coming up for you, or I'll take a look at that. Okay. Okay, this will have to be the last one though, because I will have to hop off here soon. Okay, and then I'll just quickly scroll through if there's any other quick questions here. Okay, any specific patterns coming up there? No, Michelle, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific than that. They're not super forthcoming with information around that. Yeah, be a little bit more specific if you're able to. I'll scroll through. Okay. And Tanisha says, what's best to focus on to help heal my daughter? Well, you know what? Well, it depends what she's going through. Let's see here. But you can be doing work to help her, depending how old she is. But as long as she's like under 16 or 18, you can be doing energy work on her anyway. But if she's 16 or older, you kind of need her permission to really get into the energy work. There is a link here. Just one second. I'm just going to re-enter the link here. Somebody was just asking for it. And sorry, just one second here. I'm just going to send you the link. Okay. Let me tune into the energy around that. But that is one of the things that I teach in the program. One of the things we do with EFT tapping is you can do proxy tapping as well. So you can be helping your children or even your pets or others that are going through things. You can be doing EFT tapping on yourself, and it helps their energy to heal as well. Okay, so Tanisha, what is best for focus on to help heal my daughter? Being present. So in terms of what you can do right now, number one, being present, being fully present in your body, fully grounded. Fully present in your body, fully grounded, allowing yourself to be this very, very kind of like strong support is the biggest thing that came up right now around there. Patterns that are still holding me back. Okay, that's still a bit of a loaded one though. Let's see if we can get something a little more specific. Let's see if they'll answer me that though. Okay, any particular pattern that's coming up as the highest priority here for Michelle that is creating resistance for her? It's like a lack of self-knowing of what you really want. So what they're showing me is actually really simply getting crystal clear on who you are, on what you want, on where you want to move to next, what feels really good to you. But intentions is the biggest thing that came up as a pattern. Intentions, because creating this crystal clarity about self-knowing and about where you want to go and how you want to feel looks like a big priority right now. I'm not sure how that's playing into the pattern. The pattern is of lack of clarity, of self-knowledge. So you want to allow yourself to really kind of tune in and just spend some time looking within and within yourself as to who you are and what you really want, what your values are, what your goals are, and if the things you're doing on a daily basis are supporting that. So it's actually, getting nice and clear about that. Okay, Janet says, I want to learn more about developing my gifts, and I'm struggling with being in service at the same time. I feel like developing the confidence in my gifts and trusting that it is priority, but I'm not sure exactly how that helps me with business, which makes me hesitate. Sarah, question to help me clearly find this. Okay. Okay. I want to learn more and develop my gifts, but I'm struggling. What's the highest priority for Janet here around this? What would happen in your business if you fully trusted yourself, if you fully took action, and if you knew the action you were taking was fully supported by the universe? What would happen in your business? So what they're showing me is when you're developing your confidence in your gifts and you're developing your trust, it expands the impact you can make incredibly just because of the action steps that you're going to be taking, how in alignment with your bigger vision that's going to be. It's a bit of, there's kind of a question there, but what they're showing me is it's actually the pattern of hesitation and self-doubt that causes resistance in the business. So then whenever you have more confidence and less doubting yourself, then you are able to move forward a lot faster. I just laugh because your question contained the issue. Your question contained the resistance, and the resistance is the self-hesitation and the self-doubts that you don't take actions on your most brilliant intuitive insight. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Yes, and Christina has wonderful, wonderful advice there too, to Tanisha about placing her daughter in healing, grace-filled light and the hands of angels that are all around. Peace to you and your house, my friend. Amazing. Okay. All right. So I do have to pretty well wrap it up here. For anyone who is wondering how to do this work in your business, this is how Tracy's doing it right now. Yes. I think that, let's see. So you're the first I've resonated with in a long time regarding Kasha. How can I clarify if this is the right time for the course? Please touch on me. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm just laughing because the energy is hilarious right now. And also real quickly, Shirley, the last day to sign up for this class is Friday the 13th, next Friday. Also rocking a full moon that day. So it's a lot of goddess energy. It felt like the right time. So it's next Friday is the last day to sign up for the course. Rosalind, as far as it being the right time to take the course for you, number one, of course, I would say tune into your heart chakra. Spend just a moment getting grounded, breathing into your heart, and just asking, is this highest and best for me right now? And just seeing what comes up for you and trusting and going with it. Something else that I teach in the program as well is called the sway test. So it's like a version of muscle testing. So you're just standing, you have your feet flat on the floor, you're standing upright. If you can face east, even cooler. If you can't, that's fine. But you're standing upright. And you're just saying, body, show me a yes. And whenever you say that, your body will lean forward slightly naturally. And when you say, body, show me a no, your body's going to lean backward slightly naturally. So what you want to do in that sway test, just having your feet flat on the floor, tuning into your body, being fully present, making sure that you're nice and hydrated. When you're hydrated, you're always going to get more clear answers. And then just asking, is this a course for me to take right now? If you lean forward, that's your body, that's your soul, that's your energy giving you a yes. And if you lean back, then it's not the right time. And that's totally cool. It's just all about tuning into what feels best for you. Absolutely. And I think the link has been shared a lot. You guys are all good. Last day. Christina, so what I found is that this will give you clarification for anything that you're doing. I had major things come up and this was a godsend. I'm literally vibrating. I'm nervous to asking for your opinion per se. The records, please. Program, it goes September 28th to the end of November. I'm not positive on the exact date, but it's the second to last week in November, whenever it wraps up. Absolutely. Yeah, she is 12 in sexual and emotional abuse. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would definitely do some proxy tapping with her as well. And if she's open to doing tapping on that trauma, that's going to be wonderful when she's ready to do the healing on that. Of course, yeah, sending her healing energy in any way. But EFT tapping can be amazing for her to work through some of that emotional trauma now. And the more she can work through now, obviously, the less she's going to carry later on in life. So really powerful. And I have an 11-year-old daughter that I use the EFT tapping for pretty frequently, and also just kind of get her to journal out how she's feeling, and she can burn that paper or she can crumple it up or she can do whatever it is she wants to do. There's some really great books for tapping with teens. Yeah, I would recommend that. I think that'd be really powerful. Besides actually, filling her up with healing energy. Rosalind said, I guess it's patterns I'm asking about. Um, I think I may have missed something here. I'm not sure. Okay. I want to get clarity from you. Oh, you're good. You're good. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. We went super long. Whoops. But I will, yeah, I'll send out a replay for everybody. And I so appreciate you guys joining me live. It makes it so fun for me. Any particular EFT trainer, I don't have a go-to for teens or kids. I don't have a personal go-to for teens and kids. Jessica Ortner and Nick Ortner are both good. My personal EFT trainer is really good as well. I should post her information, but she's based in Canada, and that's just kind of like an in-person thing. Margaret Lynch is really good too. I feel like she might have something about teens. I'm not sure. I feel like she has kids, but I could be totally wrong on that too. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Susan Bushel is my EFT trainer, and she does like in-person EFT training and things like that. She is amazing and fantastic. Like I have some EFT training, but there's some people that are like so specialized in it. Anyway, okay, wrapping the call up here, and I'm going to move on, and I will send you all out the replay and the link. And thank you so much for joining me live. You have made it incredible, incredible, incredible for me here. Thank you so much, and I will see you all soon, and hopefully in the Facebook group. Bye-bye.